You see my title. You see it. You fucking see my title. Understand something. Right now in New York, air quality is bad. It's almost 200 right now. So the air quality is not good because of the forest fires that's going off in Canada. The smoke spreading here in New York. So with my allergies, and you can hear the rancid in my throat, I've taken my medicine. I've taken my allergy medicine, but the air quality is not great. It's hazy. So it ain't easy. I got a headache. But I'm telling you right now, whoever watches this, watch that show with an asterisk. Because if you're watching the Down Under, I am fucking angry. Motherfucker, I'm angry. This ain't fucking... Guys, whoever's known me for quite a while knows I don't play around when I do a review. What you see is what you get, how I feel. I'm not the perfect guy to do blow by blow, but I always am accurate with what we get overall from the company, from its production, from the character development, from the wrestling itself, and from the fans. I always try to mention everything in aspect, but I'm not a blow by blow guy. What we got in Impact Wrestling Down Under was the worst show I've ever seen that legitimately made me nauseous, like I got motion sickness. You'll need to watch it. Do not. And I don't want to see one person down below saying, damn, that must be bad. No, you need to watch this. Find a website. If you don't got Fight, find a fucking website and basically pirate the shit if you got to. Because I warn you, when you see what we got from Impact Wrestling in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, Australia, was one of the worst produced production of what I will call shit on a stick. You know why I call it shit on a stick? Because when you got something that tastes great, maybe if you got a cone dog, maybe you got shish kebab, and maybe you got something else. For me, I'm a vegetarian, a whole bunch of stuff without meat on it. Let's say you love it, you're about to eat it, but you drop it, and a pile of shit is right next to you, and you drop it right there, and you gotta pick that shit up because you bought it. Doesn't mean you gotta eat it. You bought it, it's on the ground, you gotta pick it up, and you gotta throw it away. That's how I feel right now about Impact Wrestling. I am beyond angry that when you look, and I'm gonna describe this show, very little detail, because I was so sick to my stomach seeing the camera go like this. Guys, next to this, which is not something everybody likes, which a few of my subscribers notice finally. Not saying everyone disagrees with me, but they don't pay attention to how bad production is, or they don't want to talk about it. But when you see a camera go in and out, it's annoying. It does annoy you. But when you see a camera do this and this, you will get physically sick, even in your house, watching it on your damn TV. And with me right now, in a situation where the air quality in New York is nearing 200 right now. So the air quality is not bad. And you can hear it in I just cracked. Because my allergies are bothering me due to the fact of the bad air quality. I got hay fever problems because the trees around here still give off pollen. This big, on and off. So it's not been easy for the last couple of weeks. The smoke from Canada has made it worse. And now today, we got a bad air quality from Canada. And I don't blame the Canadians, it's just how it is. But you, as a person who's already having a headache, you're already cracking because of your allergies, because of the bad air quality and the flowers and pollen going around, and you get this, and worse, that. Look at the show. I tell you now to pirate the damn thing. Or better yet, wait until Impact themselves actually throws it onto their damn YouTube channel, because they're gonna do it. And when you see it yourself, you will understand how I got fucking motion sick. I'm beyond pissed off at the production quality. They didn't even look like they had the same people they normally use. It looks like, here, let's talk about the beginning. Oh, give me a minute. I'm still feeling nauseous. Give me a second. I normally don't feel nauseous. I don't. The only time I rarely ever felt nauseous as a kid is when I was on a bus and I didn't eat anything all day. And I would get nauseous because of an emotion. Normally I don't. I've already eaten breakfast. And I am motion sick from what I saw on that screen. Now, when you look at Aunt Cheryl, because she seems to be representative of the Aboriginal tribe that's there in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales. She presented herself, and I'm going to make this clear. I don't think she's ever had to do something like that before, something that profound. So it was brand new to her. So I'm fine with her being botchy. She wanted to say in Aborigine how wonderful that it was good to see that Impact Wrestling was there, that her own people were there, that they're at this gathering. She wanted to make it special. And it was a little sloppy. There's no way to deny that. But I can understand it because I don't think she's ever had to do something like that before for an international television show. That's wrestling. It's never been done probably for her. So this was a brand new thing. So it's alright. It wasn't that bad. She thanked the people of Impact. She thanked her own people to come to the arena. I think it was the center. I forgot, the Wagga Center. I can't remember. But she did that. And it was fine. Here's one problem though. The first match with Slacks and Adam, what was the guy named? Adam Brooks. Before she even could get off the damn stage, they put the Titan, well, a miniature Titantron, they blast the music. And it's not even for her to even be allowed to leave the stage before they turn the damn thing on. And I gotta say, that happened almost every time that they had something they had to show. They didn't give the wrestlers time to even get off the damn stage. They just started blaring everything literally while they're in front of the damn Titantron. That shows bad production. Now, the match itself was fine. I'm not going to say it was perfect. It looked like Slacks broke his finger. So he was working with a broken finger that was taped up to here. And if you saw it, I believe I got a shot of it. I don't even know if I'm putting images in. I think I'm just no, I'm not putting any images. I'm just uploading this straight. Maybe I'll put it on a thumbnail, I think. But guys, when you look at this, the match was when you could watch it. Okay, and I'll get to the camera work in a second. From what I understood, what Matthew and Tom were talking about, these two have been having a long-standing feud for 10 years. They know each other very well. They've been well versed in traveling the world, and the match was not that bad. It was a little botchy, but it wasn't that bad. In the end, Slacks won. The one who had the broken finger, I believe. Fine. But here's the thing. If you watch the match, counting if you can even watch the match, and I tell you right now, either get, fight, or pirate the shit, you get this. If you have a tendency for motion sickness, be careful. There's only one time you don't get sick, and the only time throughout the entire show you can watch anything, and it was sloppy. And that was the hard cam. The camera right here, not the side cams. It's the hard cam. It's the only camera you can see what's going on in the ring. And it was mostly sloppy. But you can see what's going on in the ring when they did switch to the hard cam. This was worse than what I saw last on Thursday. Last night. It just was disgusting. Moving on. Gazelle Shaw versus, what is the woman's name? Erica Reed. Let me give it to you like this. Did Erica look interesting? Yes. She's coming out with a bottle, trying to promote herself with her bottle. And, no, sorry. That is for Killer Kelly. I'm sorry. I'm getting them mixed up because I'm still kind of... But Erica Reed wasn't a bad wrestler. Actually, I think she would do well in Impact if she did come. I don't know about Ashea. Sorry, my mistake. Isha. or I think her name is Isha. Isha, that's the one that was working with Killer Kelly. But I think Reed did pretty well. I actually wouldn't mind seeing her on Impact TV and more, if she ever goes. Because they'll show one by putting her into an armbar, getting ready for the match they're going to have the next night. Ugh. No, I'm still considering not doing it. I'm saying it now. I'm considering not looking at it. Because if this is going to happen again, I'm going to get so sick. I'm not in the mood for that, but I'm considering it. I'm considering it, guys. But let's move on. Digital Media Championship of Eddie Edwards and Joe Hendley. Joe tried to talk. Not bad. Had our match. It was the first time these two got in the ring, and it showed. Now, it wasn't a bad match, but it was okay. They need some more time together. But what, and I didn't say this with the last two matches, this will be something you need to understand if you watch this, whether you do it legitimately or illegitimately. Be careful. There is frame rate issues where you see that next to the camera, shaking like this, going like this, on and off, there's going to be frame rate issues. So that means, if you don't know what that means, it means when you're watching the video, it looks like it's stuttering. It doesn't look like it's working correctly. It looks like it's stuttering. So be careful. I'm telling you right now, if you watch this, which I would recommend you do to know how bad Impact did their job, just be mindful. Do what I did. When I started feeling nauseous, I had to stop the recording because I didn't see it live. I saw it after the fact. So I had to take a break for a few minutes to feel a little better. So if you begin to feel like that, please stop the video and then take a break and then come back to it. Don't try and power through it because you will not like it. In the end, Joe won. I'm not surprised. But then what are you doing with Eddie Edwards? The question is it important? I don't know. Now, before I get to Killer Kelly, let's just talk about the video packages. You got one video packet from, from Steve Maclin wasn't too bad. He's just putting over a Alex Shelley, which is all right. And then taking accountability that he didn't keep his eye on the ball. All right. Then the only thing that felt interesting that I liked was when you saw the Impact wrestlers going to an animal farm in New South Wales. And it was actually nice to see them all together. They're not in any persona, not in a character. They're just going to the dingoes. Who's the one who fed the koala? I can't remember. I think it was Kazarian that was feeding a koala. And Deonna Purrazzo and her man, I believe they're married now, Steve Maclin, were playing with the dingoes because they both have dogs. And they miss the dogs. And they're playing with the dingoes. And they were enjoying it. You see Moose touching a snake for the first time. And Steph Delander, she touches snakes. She says she likes them. Eddie talked. A lot of people talked. It wasn't bad. That was the only thing I really enjoyed, particularly that the camera work wasn't too bad. I was fine with that, and I'm kind of glad it happened. It's good to see these guys when they don't have to, because when you see them in WWE, when they go to a new place, like when they went to Jeddah, it just never felt really, it never felt like it was natural. It felt like it was staged. When you see WWE and they go to Crown Jewel, and you see all the wrestlers there with the fans there, it feels so staged. It feels so rehearsed. It feels unnatural. Not saying that it's the fans' fault or even the wrestlers. It just gives off the feeling. But here, it didn't. It felt really natural, and I liked it. Now, Killer Kelly versus Aisha. I believe that's her name. She's the one that came out with the bottle of wine, I believe. And she's trying to sell herself and promote her liquor, supposing her liquor. And the thing I loved about this was Killer Kelly coming out in character. She had a red light. She came out, and she's on all fours, scrambling over to Aisha, scaring the living hell out of her. That's Killer Kelly. That's my girl. I loved her. Even she did, even with the animals, she loved the animals as well. I saw her. You could see that she's an animal lover and she's cute as hell. Marry me. I want to say this right now. I don't care if she's flat-chested. I would still love the hell out of her. Anyway, when you could see the match, it was sloppy. Not because of Killer Kelly, but Aisha. I don't think she's really there yet. She seems green. But she did try to do some type of effort, so it was okay. I'm not surprised Killer Kelly won. There was no way she was going to win. There was no way Aisha was going to win. Even after using 2 bottles to try and trick the ref, well, 1 bottle to trick the ref, then drinks out of another bottle, spits it at Killer Kelly, then Killer Kelly takes it from her, drinks some of it herself, the ref takes that, and in the end, Kelly wins. I'm not surprised. Now, the 3-way for the X Division title, Kaz, Chris, and Bobby Eagle. Now, I think I've seen Bobby Eagle once before. I think I have. He's not a bad wrestler. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I couldn't watch the match. I couldn't. I could not watch the match. I got too nauseous. They switched a lot on and off to two cameramen who did not look like Impact Wrestling cameramen. They looked like they were from, what was the name of that pro wrestling promotion? Oceanic Pro Wrestling. It looks like they used their cameramen who were not using steady cams. They were not using a camera on a gimbal. They were using a camera that was on a stick that let them do this. And I just started getting sick. So I did not see completely the entire match. But I had to fast forward to find out who won, which I knew it was going to be Chris, but I had to check. Which I did, and Chris won. I'm not surprised Chris Sabin won. They're not going to let him job here. They're just not. He's the 9-time champion. They're just not going to do it. But the question is, since Eddie didn't come out to mess with Kaz, which he should have, it just felt like it was lacking. Like, Eddie could have had Kaz come in after his match when it came to Joe Hendry. He should have. And either vice versa to keep the story going. But it's obvious that Impact didn't really think about that. When it came to the final match. No, there's one more match. Deonna Purrazzo versus Steph De Lander, who really hammed it up. I mean, I'll tell you this. She doesn't live too far away from this location, Wagga Wagga. And seeing that she chewed them out, and Deonna was the one that's going, really? Deonna trying to Deonna trying to act surprised as a face that this woman would chew out her own people. It's kind of cute. You don't see Deonna Purrazzo acting like that because she is a virtuosa. She's always way better as a heel. She's way better as a heel. I'm telling you right now. As a face, it is refreshing to see her being face-ish or being a face. But she's a better heel. Honestly, she is. She's a way better heel. But I gotta say, she looked cute. I'm gonna say it. Acting surprised the way she did, she acted cute. I liked it. The match wasn't that bad to watch because they used more hard cam, the big cam like this, not the side cameras, so I was able to see most of that match, even though they did flip back and forth. It wasn't bad. Steph De Lander is not a bad wrestler, but I'm not gonna lie here. She still needs some polish. She does. In the end, I'm not surprised that we got pretty much Purrazzo winning. There's no way she's going to job here. Now, the next show, she's going up against Giselle Shaw. And that's going to be a big question for me personally. How far are they going to let them go? Not saying that she's going to lose. I don't believe Deonna Purrazzo will lose. I don't. I do believe she'll be allowed to win. But I want to see how far they're going to really push their match. I'm very curious to see. Because, yes, they faced each other before. At least twice. But honestly, I want to see now in this new persona of Giselle Shaw, how far they're going to allow her to really stretch her legs. Final match, which we already know who won. Alex Shelley won. But I got to say this now, I didn't watch all of it. Because it kept switching back and forth, and I started getting nauseous again. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I normally don't act like this, but next to the weather not being great because of the pollen in the area, even though I've been taking allergy medicine, and now today that air quality is bad. It's over 160 in my area. It's nearing hazardous or very, very unhealthy. I wasn't feeling well. But this show, with this and this, I tell you now, was the worst show I've ever seen. I'm sorry. If anybody from Impact saw this, I'm going to tell you right now, what were you thinking? If you were trying to save a buck and use the homegrown talent for production there, that was the worst mistake you could have made. 1, audio was very bad. 2, lighting wasn't great. 3, camera work was so bad. I'm not surprised if we start hearing people actually getting a little physically sick because the camera work was so very sloppy that these cameramen literally couldn't even stand still correctly enough to capture what was going on in the ring. That they were wiggling the camera as you saw. I love Impact, guys. I love it. I've been doing it for 11 years. This is one of the first shows I've done next to WWE. And I've done this consistently for 11 years, barring whenever I get sick or I just can't really do a review. I've done these reviews. You know I have, who's been watching me for a while. I take my pride in trying to tell you if a company's doing well or not. I don't know what Impact was thinking. Think about it like this. When you look at Impact before 2020, 2017, 18, and 19. I'm not telling you that everything was perfect there. It wasn't. But you can compare the work with the camera, production with the lighting, with the camera work, with the audio was way more superior than it is now. I've done Impact since 2012, 2017, 18, 19. Camera work was fine. Audio was not always great, but at least you could hear what's going on. When it came to the lighting was fine. When they went to, understand, they'd gone to Canada multiple times. Camera work usually was okay. Sometimes it wasn't great, but it was all right. When they went to Mexico, even though it wasn't great, at least you could see what's going on in the ring. And if they were using homegrown talent for the production, they knew how to make sure you could see what's going on in the ring. In fact, I think they do better camera work in Mexico than they do in Canada if the cameramen they're using are from Canada, not the ones they bring from their own home office. I don't know what happened. This was the most worst show I've ever seen that legitimately gave me motion sickness. Legitimately. And I don't get motion sickness easily. I don't. Either I'm in a bus and I've been eating all day, or I got bad allergies, which I do have right now, with bad air quality over 160 in New York. It's considered very unhealthy. I got a headache. I went into that with a little bit of a headache. Afterward, I started feeling like I wanted to throw up, feeling nauseous. This sucked. And to be honest, a part of me does not want to do night 2, but I know I got to do night 2. I got to see what's going to happen. I'll probably do it on a Sunday. I will not do it in the same day I'm going to do Money in the Bank. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do Money in the Bank tomorrow. I am not going to watch Impact night the second night. I'll do it the next day. I will do it the next day, and that will be it. Peace.